The controversy involving Stefon Diggs, Cardi B, and Jeffree Star did not emerge from coincidence, curiosity, or spontaneous outrage. It was engineered. At its core, this was not a revelation but a strategic insertion, an intentional disruption designed to reposition power within a celebrity ecosystem already primed for volatility. When Jeffree Star publicly claimed during a live stream that Stefon Diggs had slid into my DMs, the statement functioned less as disclosure and more as provocation. The wording was blunt, the delivery casual, and the implication devastating by design. Star did not frame the allegation as uncertainty or rumor. He framed it as fact, delivered with the confidence of someone daring contradiction. This moment mattered, not because of what was said, but because of when and how it was told. The allegation landed at a time when Diggs was already navigating public scrutiny, when Cardi B's personal life was under relentless observation, and when online culture was hungry for a narrative that combined scandal, rivalry, and humiliation. Jeffree Star understood the terrain. He did not stumble into relevance. He placed himself at the epicenter of a controversy guaranteed to multiply across platforms. The first layer of intent was defensive. Star's initial comment was a response to fans warning him that Cardi B might retaliate. Instead of deflecting, he escalated, preemptively reframing himself as untouchable. By saying, "Y'all said Cardi B's gonna come for me. Her baby daddy was in my DMs," he inverted the threat. The implication was clear. Cardi B held no leverage, no authority, no moral high ground. He positioned himself as someone already in possession of damaging information, thereby neutralizing her before she could speak. This tactic relied on a familiar playbook: undermine the woman by reframing her power through male association. Star did not say Stefon Diggs, he said her baby daddy. The phrasing was intentional. It reduced Cardi B's identity from an independent global artist to a woman defined by her partner's alleged behavior. This rhetorical move has long been employed to undermine women in the public eye, particularly those whose success challenges established hierarchies. By invoking Diggs in this way, Star attempted to reposition Cardi B as vulnerable, embarrassed, and reactive. The attack did not stop there. Star expanded his commentary into a broader indictment of Cardi B's romantic judgment. He referenced her decision to remain with men who had publicly humiliated her, framing those choices as evidence of foolishness rather than complexity. This was not analysis, it was moral framing. By invoking Offset, her estranged husband, and the highly publicized infidelity that characterized much of their marriage, Star tapped into a narrative the public already recognized. He didn't need to explain it, he only needed to remind people it existed. This maneuver was particularly calculated because it leveraged collective memory. Star understood that Cardi B's past relationships had been exhaustively documented and emotionally charged. By referencing them, he wasn't introducing new information, he was reopening wounds, reframing survival as weakness and endurance as poor judgment. In doing so, he attempted to strip Cardi B of credibility, casting her not as a woman navigating complex relationships, but as someone perpetually humiliated by her own choices. Yet the most consequential aspect of Star's commentary was not directed at Cardi B or Diggs alone. It was aimed squarely at Nicki Minaj. By openly praising Minaj and declaring her dominance, Star ensured his statements would ignite one of hip-hop's most entrenched rivalries. This was not incidental. The Cardi B-Nicki Minaj divide is not merely personal, it is tribal. Fan bases have spent years policing loyalty, defending narratives, and amplifying any perceived slight. By aligning himself with Minaj, Star transformed his allegation into a cultural flashpoint. The story ceased to be about alleged DMs and became about allegiance. This alignment guaranteed amplification. Fans did the rest. Clips were shared, reactions multiplied, commentary exploded, not because evidence emerged, but because identity politics took over. In this environment, truth becomes secondary to narrative usefulness. Star understood that by positioning himself on one side of a long-standing divide, he would be defended regardless of substantiation. The timing of the allegation further intensified its impact. Star's claim surfaced amid serious sexual assault allegations made against Diggs by influencer Chris Griffith, allegations Diggs has categorically denied and responded to with a defamation lawsuit. While these claims are legally contested and unresolved, their existence created a volatile backdrop. Star's allegation, though unrelated, benefited from proximity. In the court of public opinion, separate accusations often collapse into perceived patterns. This phenomenon is not accidental, it is systemic. When multiple allegations surface within a short time frame, the public tends to interpret them as cumulative evidence rather than discrete claims. Starr's intervention exploited this dynamic. By adding his own allegation to an already turbulent narrative, he increased suspicion without bearing the burden of proof. The result was a fog of doubt in which denial struggled to gain traction. Crucially, Starr did not present receipts. He did not release messages. He did not clarify timelines. The power of his claim rested entirely on confidence and spectacle. In the digital age, assertion often travels faster than verification. By the time questions arise, the narrative has already metastasized. Stefon Diggs' response, or lack thereof, became another focal point. In controversies driven by social media, silence is often interpreted as guilt, while denial is framed as defensiveness. Diggs' legal response to the Griffin allegations complicates this perception, but nuance rarely survives virality. The public is less interested in process than outcome, less concerned with law than optics. For Cardi B, the situation exemplifies a recurring pattern: proximity to controversy regardless of action. She did not speak, she did not respond, yet her name dominated headlines, framed through the behavior and alleged actions of men around her. This asymmetry is telling. Women in the public eye are often forced to answer for narratives they did not author, actions they did not take, and conflicts they did not initiate. Jeffree Star, meanwhile, emerged exactly where he intended to be: central, discussed, unavoidable. His posture throughout the controversy was one of deliberate indifference. By presenting himself as unbothered, he reinforced his brand as someone immune to consequence. This performance of fearlessness is itself a form of insulation. It signals to audiences that backlash is irrelevant, that outrage only fuels relevance. The broader implication of this episode extends beyond the individuals involved. It exposes the mechanics of modern celebrity scandal, how allegations are deployed as weapons, how rivalries are leveraged for amplification, and how truth becomes negotiable in the pursuit of attention. In this ecosystem, motive matters less than momentum, and evidence matters less than engagement. What remains unresolved is not whether Diggs sent messages, but whether such claims should hold power without proof. The ease with which reputations can be destabilized raises uncomfortable questions about accountability in digital spaces. When influence replaces evidence, the line between commentary and character assassination blurs. This controversy did not reveal hidden truths, it revealed structural incentives. It showed how quickly personal lives become public property, how easily narratives are shaped by those fluent in spectacle, and how celebrity ecosystems reward provocation over restraint. In that sense, the real exposure is not of Diggs, Cardi B, or Jeffree Star individually, but of a culture that confuses assertion with fact and conflict with relevance. In the end, the story is less about DMs and more about power: who controls the narrative, who benefits from chaos, and who absorbs the fallout. Jeffree Star understood this equation. He entered the conversation knowing exactly what would happen, and in a media environment where attention is currency, the controversy itself became the payoff.